Halo Infinite is about to get one of the most popular first-person shooter modes out there for the very first time. That's right, it has just been confirmed that an S&D style playlist is going to be coming to Halo Infinite later this year, and we have to talk about it. If you're new here and you like what we do, make sure to click that subscribe button and hit that like button. But with that out of the way, let's get into some of the details that Halo Studios just released. So to start, what are we actually getting in this game mode? Search and Destroy is definitely something that's been around for a long time. It's one of Call of Duty's most popular game types. It's in other FPS shooters as well. It's one of the most popular game types kind of out there in the FPS world. So this actually will be the first time that Halo is getting an S&D style mode. Now, the one that Halo Infinite is receiving is built off of the Extraction game type. So if you're an old Halo fan or if you've been around for a little while, you probably know what Extraction is. You basically put your thing down there. Instead of blowing something up, you're basically extracting a big can thing. So that's what it's based off of. But let's talk about the basics and just what this new mode is going to entail. So just to run down what the basics of this are. You have one single life and it's round based. So a little bit different than normal Halo game types. It's a best of 11 rounds. So the first to 6 win the match. One team starts on offense, one team starts on defense. They're going to be alternating each round. Maps are going to be actually asymmetrical with 2 extraction sites. So they're not going to be the arena style symmetrical maps that you may be used to with a lot of Halo. You're going to get a lot different types of maps in this particular game mode. And on offense, they have to determine where they go to actually do the attack and the extraction. And once the extraction begins, the defending team is going to have to convert it back to make sure that they save their round. So basically, a lot like your normal S&D game types would be, just extraction based to make it kind of fit in the Halo universe and with the Halo engine that we have to work with. So now that we have the basics out of the way, let's get a little bit more in depth of what we can expect. From a starting weapon perspective, we're going to get the Bandit Evo. So the Bandit Evo that you know and probably love from Halo Infinite Arena is coming back for this game mode. So you're not going to be starting off with nothing. You're going to be starting out with a decent enough weapon. But there's also going to be an economy system in this game type. So you're going to end up getting credits for initiating extractions, converting extractions, getting kills. There's even going to be some devices scattered around the maps that you can get extra credits for if you can find them and extract them. So there's going to be a lot of different ways to actually get credits. So how do you spend your credits? Well, before each round starts, you will have the ability to spend those credits that you receive. Some things you can buy with them are weapons, grenades, equipment, even more powerful equipment than you may think. You can get an active camo. Now, the cost of the items is based on their overall effectiveness. So your more effective weapons are going to be more expensive. Less effective ones are going to be cheaper. Basically like any type of game mode that you've seen in other shooters that have this type of experience. One other thing to note is that everything you've purchased goes away at the end of the round. So you want to make sure that you purchase only what you need, because you don't want to blow all your credits if your team doesn't need something this certain round, or you have a better advantage from one of your other teammates. So, playing that economy and making sure that you're buying the appropriate things each round is definitely something that will need to be kept in mind. One other thing to note is that this S&D is going to be a little bit different than some other games you may have seen before. One of the things that's going to differentiate this implementation from other systems is that a lot of the same systems that you're used to in Halo, the movement, the weapons, the lethality of the weapons, how much damage you do, how much shields you have, how much life you have, all that type of things, they are staying the same from the base game. So it's not going to be one of those situations where S&D has a much higher time to kill than other game modes. They're keeping it the same because they don't want the flavor of Halo to be taken away with this particular game mode. With that in mind, they're introducing something a little bit different for this implementation, and that is the ability to buy yourself back into combat. Typically, if you get killed in an S&D mode, you are done until the next round starts. This is just a general thing that happens to you if you die in the round itself. What Halo Studios is doing is they're allowing you to actually buy yourself back into the game if you have enough credits. Now, this is something that you may have to have some help with your teammates to decide. When do you want to buy back in? Is it a good opportunity to buy back in? Because it costs a lot of credits. So you got to kind of keep those things in line. when you spawn back in 2, you also be spawning with just the base amount of weapons and equipment. That's one of the things that makes this a little bit balanced in comparison to maybe being able to do this in other game types where, you know, in this one, you're not going to have to worry about spawning back with a sniper or spawning back with camo or something like that. It's just going to be a base Spartan, and you're going to spawn at the very beginning of where you all started. So it's a little bit different than a lot of the way S&D modes in other games are utilized, but it is definitely something that we want to, you know, keep for Halo to make sure you still know this is a Halo game that you're playing. And this is just a cool concept overall because it gives you more to think about as a team as you're going forward. Do you save all of your credits for weapons? Do you use a lot of your credits for a buyback? Is that going to affect your later rounds as things go along? These are all kind of things you have to think about with this buyback mechanic, and it's something that kind of helps to balance out being able to bring back a player, you know, from the dead to help you out if you need that particular player back in the game. So a lot of things to think about there, a lot of, you know, conversations that may need to be had if you're playing from like a pro perspective. It's going to be interesting to see who gets the buyback, if there is one. Do we want maybe another player to just have more power weapons and, you know, not do anything with a buyback? So a lot of cool concepts that you can kind of work through as a group and as a team as you go along. So a lot of stuff to look forward to in that particular scenario. So what maps are you going to actually be using to play on this? Since they're all asymmetrical and this is a brand new game type and the first time Halo's ever had an S&D style game type, there's going to be some new maps that need to be made. So one thing that Halo is doing is that they're hosting a ForgeHub contest. So they just announced as well that they're going to be doing a $20,000 ForgeHub competition for maps. So Halo Studios is throwing in some money, and ForgeHub is also matching that. So we're going to get a $20,000, you know, prize pool for the maps that are created. You can go to their ForgeHub events page here. I'll link it in the comments for this particular video in the description. You should be able to go to this. If you're a forger, this is a great opportunity to finally make some money from what you're putting out. So definitely give it a look. I'm super excited about what the Forge community can put together. They are some of the smartest people out there. They do awesome work for the Halo community. So I have no doubt that we're going to get some interesting maps and interesting things for players to utilize for this particular game mode moving forward. I think it'll be very, very interesting to see what makes it into the pro scene, if we're going to see that. You know, what maps are introduced there? What does this look like, you know, in a given series? A lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming from this. So forgers, you're out there, you know, everyone respects you in the community. Definitely check this out. Give us some great maps for S&D moving forward. So when will be the first time that we'll actually be seeing this new game mode? Well, you don't have to wait too long to actually see the first sort of implementation of this S&D extraction game type. It'll be coming on March 29th during the Kaysan Showdown. So the HCS Kaysan Showdown, the 50K LAN that they're putting on, we'll be seeing this with the pro teams there. So you'll be getting a nice preview with a lot of really good players. So it'll be cool to see them fight it out on this brand new game type for the first time in Halo. Obviously, a lot of these players have played Call of Duty. You know, you can think of Formal, who's won tons and tons of Call of Duty. So it'll be interesting to see him play S&D for Halo for once. So a lot of cool stuff coming. Definitely check out the streams when they're live for that. Again, that's March 29th. Give it a look. This will be the first time this game type will be being shown off anywhere. So a lot of stuff to look forward to in the coming HCS year and with this game type coming. For me, I think this is great. I think having more game types with different types of game modes, different types of ways of playing Halo is a great thing. And it starts to bring in maybe some differences of opinions on the way that a typical Halo match should go. So a lot of cool stuff coming. Definitely give it a look. I'm excited. I'll definitely be checking it out. I'm not as much of a round-based person, but you know what? We got to give it a shot, see how it is. So more to come on that. If you like what we do, click the subscribe button. We stream weekly, so give us a look. As soon as this drops, we'll be streaming this for sure with the guys. So thanks for watching today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you next time.